Ahoy! Welcome to Georgia, country where upon entry in the first 5 minutes we already got scammed.
But it's not only that. There is a beautiful untouched nature and very nice people live in it.
Type of tunnels that I never thought exist and would ever drive through them.
And Jacob had his own little adventure alone. All that in today's episode.
Entry to Georgia from Turkey was interesting to say at least. There was like 5 to 10 kilometers line of trucks waiting to cross the border. Also at the border, we got informed that you cannot cross the country together.
I had to leave Jacob and Adri. And I crossed the country through a maze of tunnels and several buildings. Because only the driver can cross with his car.
Before I was allowed entry to the country, I was informed by the border police to first buy the insurance for the car. The shops right behind the border looked very scammy, but I was tired from the slow processing on the border, so at the first shop I asked for the insurance. And well, of course, once I passed the paper with the money, I was asked for more, with the explanation that I did not give them any money. I started arguing, but when the guy that was not even there and arrived just now, in support of his colleague, that I really did not give him any of the money, I understood, so it is train scam.
It's a trap!
So I pushed for getting the papers from their hands, which I had to pay extra, and got the insurance I asked for.
Next time, when we enter Georgia, we will not definitely buy insurance here, even when the local scammers told us we cannot leave the border without insurance. Later we found out that a few kilometers beyond the border there is an official insurance store, where everything can be found for a fraction of the price we had to pay. The next morning we set up to the city called Batumi, where we got surprised by a local state of their transportation vehicles.
And this was the better example. We also saw one that had only the main skeleton and no cover on it.
As usual, we wanted to get away from crowds and cities, so we drive into the nature. And as usual, the road was very steep and narrow, but we find at the end this lovely place. It looks like this was created without rules, and in our favorite punk style. There was also makeshift waterfall made from the iron scraps. I wonder if anyone has ever used this to grind flour.
After a difficult night at the border and a hectic morning, we had to have a nice resting time. If you are asking yourself what are those logs in the tree branches like us from the beginning, then those are for the beehives. Also, there was one welcoming sight: no trash in nature.
Next day we move out to main destination of our travel. But just getting down from that steep road we got previously was adventure on its own. There was a botanical garden on every corner. I had to visit one. They also had a Japanese section with a huge bamboo forest. The local climate is warm and very humid. I really like it there.
We also made a short visit in the various hot springs.
Mám tam jenom trošku v té vodě a už tě pálí noha. Takže pokud je to pro tebe normální sprcha, tak pro mě to bude pálivé.
Akorát. Ne, tady bych strávila třeba týden, podívej na ty kameny.
Ježíši Kriste. Ach jo.
Já bych tady jenom takhle seděla, nahřívala se a vybírala bych kameny.
To víš, jo.
And on the way we made a few stops on the countryside, which it could be seen how the whole country fit between two mountain ranges. The Greater Caucasus Mountains and the Lesser Caucasus Mountains.
Also, we got used to the wild dogs and cattle on the road. But this was the first one, free roaming pigs on the road. Tak řekni, Kubo, jak se ti líbí hory?
Hory?
Moving on, we start heading to the northern part of Georgia, inside the mountain passes of Greater Caucasus.
Local state of roads was somewhat difficult, but it could be worse though.
The mines here were built by the old Soviet regime, which collected mainly gold and minerals like quartz. But today, the mines are mostly out of work. Also local tunnels were something of experience on itself. A hole carved into the rock that seeped water.
Which one day will definitely crumble, so we don't want to be the one being caught in such a situation.
We finally arrived to our destination, but unfortunately I did not feel well, and so Jacob had to go to the adventure by himself, because the next day was supposed to rain and we were out of the time.
It's dangerous to go alone, so I was provided with the trusty stick. So we say our farewell and I head out on my very own adventure. My destination was an abandoned monastery, at least by its description. From there I would be able to see our main goal and returning point of our travel.
Nekecej.
Zrovna, když jsem to chtěl zdát. To není ani pár srdce.
Je to kaplička. Sirky.
Jak jinak?
Tak. A teď důvod, proč jsme sem přišli.
The mountains Elbrus. We were very tempted to climb a Mount Elbrus, but because of these mountains are on Russian side, and given the current state of the nation affairs, we decided not to try out our luck by crossing the borders.
We wish we could stay longer in Georgia, even though the welcoming was not the best. Its nature is truly a thing to admire and to visit one more time. So one day we will return here and spend more time exploring this beautiful country.
Therefore, we hastily return back so we have enough time to travel through the whole Turkey. But we will show you that in the next video. Until then, hoi!